I just had a call with somebody who is opening her practice, and she's approaching her 50s, and she's been in a PIP practice. I don't even know what that is, but that's what she's been in. And it was like she felt like she needed permission to start over in a joyful way. And what I said to her, and I'm going to say this to you guys, is you're going to blink and you're going to be 25 years in if you're not already. And if you're not enjoying the ride, then what's the point of the whole thing? If your jam is doing PIP, or whatever that is, or adjusting baby toes, or working with animals, or creating an online course so that somebody in Tennessee and somebody in New Zealand can enjoy your brilliance, do that thing. Because again, you're going to blink and you're going to be like, where did it go? I can't believe it. Last week, I, you guys know that I'm an avid CrossFitter. I love doing CrossFit. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. And last week I did CrossFit with a girl who is now in her mid 20s, who I adjusted when she was in her mom's belly. And I'm like, how did this happen? And she gets in her car and she drives to my office to get adjusted. And it's because of the joy that um I demand joy in my practice. Like that's the deal breaker. If you are part of my world and you are not enjoying it, then get out, right? Whether it's my chiropractic world or my coaching world or my staffless world. And what I hear is I hear people say, I come to see you, or I listen to you, or I get adjusted by you, or I work out with you, whatever, because of the joy that you mirror for me. And I want that so that I can experience that. And maybe that's selfish, and so be it if it is. So my hope for you for today is that in an as eloquent way as possible, I inspire you guys to re reassess this year with the like take your current glasses off. Hold on a second. I gotta do it, you guys. Take your current glasses off and put new ones on and make them the lenses of joy for 2025. Because if we can do that as wellness practitioners, right? Then that's what we're going to be discharging, right? We can discharge fear, we can discharge anger, we can discharge hate, we can discharge political revenge, we can discharge all of it, but we can also discharge joy and excitement and love and commitment and passion and fitness and well-being and all of those things. That was another thing I wrote. I wrote a note down. These are my notes for today. There's one word written on this note, and it's the word fitness. And I'm super fired up right now because I'm training for a half marathon, and this weekend I hit 13 miles while I was on the phone with Marcy. Marcy called me during the run, and I'm like, you know what, sister, I can't talk right now. I tried really hard. And what I've noticed is that I just said this to my husband. When I do something for myself to be stronger, my expression on the planet to get stronger and be stronger, I feel it all day. And when I do something to my physical body that um, sets me in the other direction, like if I choose to eat something that's not the best for my physiology, I feel that all day too. So the way that I choose what I put my finger on and say that's my choice for today, it dictates my entire experience on the planet. I know that you guys can relate to that. So if I can choose my movement for the day before I plan out any of the other part of my day, I'm generally good. Even if I decide to eat crap, right? Which I don't often do, but I do that. Um, as long as I can get the movement piece in, I can discharge joy all day long. So I'm giving you guys a few gifts for watching today. If you're in the Zoom with me, all of our clients who we are in exchange with meet us in the Zoom. If you're watching this right now and you're in exchange with us, you're one of our clients, you have a suite, come on into the Zoom because that's where I'm dropping all of these freebies. The first freebie I'm dropping is what I'm going to actually screen share and go through in a minute. And it's called the New Year Blueprint. And it's already in the Zoom chat if you guys are in the Zoom with me. And it's just like a Jody inspired question of like print it out, grab your pens, go to town on it, grab a cup of something lovely, and just take pen to paper on it and get inspired to start this year with joy front and center. And I'll go through it with you in a minute. And the other thing, oh, you don't see it, Shona. Let me drop it again. Maybe I think what happens is if I drop something when you guys aren't in the Zoom, you don't see what I've already dropped. So there it is again. And then I also am going to give you a copy. This is like the big wow, is she really doing that? I've written 4 books over the past 4 years, and 3 of them are all about growing your practice from an efficiency, joy-based point of view. I'm giving you those 3 books for free today. And the reason I'm doing that is because the purpose of these books is to inspire joy. The purpose of these books is to um, show up at the office and say to yourself, this is the easy part. This is where I get to be and be in financial exchange with people, but also get to be doing what I love most. So like an example is like our With Love fundraiser, which is a Valentine's Day fundraiser, right? Another example is What's in Your Bag, Mama. This is probably my favorite one. It's like you pick a practice member and if you're a mom practitioner, like if you're a PT or an OT or a massage therapist or a chiro who serves a lot of moms, you go set up in their living room for an afternoon. You have them invite all of their friends over, and you fill up 2 diaper bags or 2 gym bags, whichever age category your moms are in. And one is filled with crap, like, Coca-Cola after the workout, diapers with perfume in them, all of the stuff, right? And the other is filled with all the organic things. And you just go through the bags. And if you've got gym bags, then you do the same thing with like pre-post workout stuff, whatever floats your fancy. So this book has like all of the ideas as well as the flyer swipe files. And I'm going to, how do I want to do this? I'm going to drop the link to my books in the Zoom. And then I promise if you're watching me on Facebook, I'll drop it on Facebook too. Staffless is our first original book, and that's like my Cliff Note version of Staffless Practice Academy. And this book also has a planner that goes with it, like a date book. That's called the Playbook, and that's going to be on that link too. So I hope you guys enjoy these. They are absolutely all of the creative know-how that I have for running a practice with joy front and center. So the first thing that I invite you to do with me is to take a step back, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what parts are you not enjoying anymore? What are the parts that you say, I hate it when what? And answer it now for yourself. You hate it when what? When it comes to your practice, your house, your chores, dealing with the kids, dealing with the finances, whatever it is. I hate it when what? What's no longer serving you? And if you can bang out that list and just take care of like the top 3, generally speaking, the top 3 things you write down are the biggest ones. And if I think about my practice and I think about the thing that I hate going to the bank. It's such a pain in the ass. Like I have to deal with the person that's telling me that it's all good and no worries, like the 10-year-old teller behind the desk, right? Very sweet girl, but I just don't resonate, right? And I have to deal with the weight, and it's cold. I just don't like it. So if I can take that one, it's one thing. If I can take that one thing and delegate it, that would just make it that much more joyful. What's another example of things that I'm just like, you know what, I just don't enjoy this anymore. It might be something like, um, this is another thing I'm going to give you guys. Oh, I'm so hooking you guys up today. I have a wants versus needs spreadsheet here. It's called the needs spreadsheet. And if you guys are already a club member, this is in the closet. If you know, you know. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So this is an example of writing down the stuff that just like you either want it, you need it, or you can just get rid of it, right? So what's the task? The task at hand, it might be something like going to the bank, going to the bank. And the need level, is it a would be nice or is it this really has to happen? It has to happen. We have to go to the bank. This is a very silly example, you guys. Just go with it with me, okay? Is there an SOP created already or a way of going to the bank properly? How to fill out the slip, how to get the receipt, where to put the receipt, how to organize the money if it's cash? Yep, I've got an SOP for that. And then is this a person who needs to do this or is it a system that needs to take care of it? For example, people feel so much pressure about answering the phone. The phone doesn't really need to be answered. I'm going to tell you that right now. You could develop a system in your practice where if somebody calls, they immediately get a text back. That's called a missed call text back. And then the pressure is off to not have to answer the phone. That's a system that can take care of it. If you're like, nope, I'm the guy who needs the phone answered, that's totally cool. Then it's a person. Is there a link to the SOP that you have on the proper way to go to the bank? And then what actions you need to take. So I'll go ahead and drop this for you guys too. And this is going to make you a viewer of this spreadsheet. If you are already one of our clients and you're in the Zoom with us, you have an entire drive folder of all of my practice sheets like this. If you need access to that, let me know. Okay, so that is the need sheet. Let me just delete this because people are going to be like, go to the bank. What's Jody talking about here? And then I'll get like 10 emails about going to the bank. I just want to change this back. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the blueprint. Okay. Jeanette, can you see New Year blueprint on your screen? Okay, cool. So let me just share a story really quick. When I was 19, I got sober. I've been sober for 30, I think it's 34 years, something like that. And the first thing that the queen bees in sobriety taught me is that on a regular basis, I had to take inventory of where I screwed up, who I need to say sorry to, who I owe, who I need to let go of, what I need to let go of. And the New Year blueprint is kind of that. It's based on what we would call it in the 12-step program, the fourth step, right? And then there's a daily 9, 10, 11, 12 in the 12-step program where you do like a mini inventory every day to stay right size, to stay in your lane. So this is my rendition of that for a private practice, because we all know that our practice is a spiritual reflection of who we are, right? So if your shediggles need to get in order or cleaned out, or you've got too many cobwebs running the show, this is a really important exercise for you to do, especially as we go into 2025. So it looks like, looking back on this year, what challenges you face that you wish that you had handled differently? My answer to that is usually something about listening to my gut, because there's so much noise and I usually feel like I can't hear it. Like I think that's my gut. I'm not totally sure though. I'm getting better at that. What relationships, wait, I want to say one more thing about that. As far as my gut is concerned, generally speaking, and this is my experience, if I ask the question when I first wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, before I start looking outside and looking around and hanging out with Kuna, Kuna's my dog, if you didn't know. The question can be, did I follow my gut with that decision? And I'll immediately get a yes or a no. Generally, if I wake up even earlier, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and ask the question, it's even clearer. Okay. What relationship in my life is no longer serving me? What do I need to do about it? What do I need to say and to whom? And then get clear. What do I need to do for myself to be better physically, emotionally, or spiritually? You guys know the answers to this stuff. So whatever you just heard, do it, because life's too short. You're going to blink and you're going to be 25 years in. What do you need to implement and with whom to hold yourself accountable to manifest betterment for yourself? Take a deep breath. You got this. Okay. Who is the one person in the world, no matter what, you know they have got your back? When was the last time you thanked that person for being that person? Marcy is one of those people for me. I know no matter what, Marcy's got my back. What do you need to say to them and what do you need to do for them? Marcy, thank you. I love you and I adore you. Thank you for having my back. What in your office or about your office do you dread dealing with? This is the bank for me, right? What systems, people, content, or concepts are no longer serving you? What do you need to change? These are hard questions, right, you guys? If you could whisper some truth to yourself a year ago about the past year to give yourself a heads up, what would it be? What about the physical space of your office does it not flow for you? What needs to change? Next week, we're going to talk about 3 boxes if you haven't already. This is one of the ways that we physically clear space, but I'm going to give you the skinny on it now. You basically take 3 big cardboard boxes. You walk around your office and you fill them up with crap that you haven't touched in the past 3 months. If you haven't touched it, it goes in the box. You tape up the box, you write what's on it, and you set us a reminder for your schedule in 3 months to go back to the box. In 3 months, you go back to the box, you open it up, and you either recycle it, you regift it, you reuse it, or you throw it away, whatever's most relevant to you. And you do that every 3 months to continue to clear the space of the office. What's one thing in your life, in your way right now from getting to your next level in your practice? How about in your practice growth? How about in the joy of your practice? Listen to the inner voice giving you that answer. What's something that has been bugging you about the last year and how it went and where it went that's ready for some change? Looking back on the past year, what could you have done differently to be more, to serve more, and or to earn more? Looking back on the past year, what are you really proud of accomplishing? Looking back on the past year, what conversations do you wish that you had that you didn't or that you had done differently? How can you show up and be more present in your life and in your practice? What's one thing, just pick one thing in your way right now from getting to your next level in practice growth and or practice joy? What practice systems and boundaries don't feel clean and clear to you? What needs some touching up? This time next year, what do you want to be different? What are your specific goals? And then I want you to sketch it out. Physical, emotional, spiritual, career, relations, and family. I'm giving you a blank version of this too. So these are the hard questions. And I can tell you that if you're watching this, you're probably somebody who is either looking for more efficiency in practice or you're somebody who's looking for more joy in practice. These are the things that get in our way. If I did a call with a gentleman a few days ago and he was pissed off. And he was pissed off because his team wasn't behaving the way that he thought they needed to be. And his team, what I've learned, what I'm positive of, is if my team is in chaos, it's mostly about me. And I need to ask the question, how can I be a better facilitator, or what do I need to cut? What do I need to change? And people either resonate with that change or they absolutely abhor it and they go away, right? And as long as I know that I'm serving my highest good, I need to be okay with them going away. And I've learned that the hard way in my 51 years. So when we get to what we're doing in my humble opinion, is what we're doing is God's work. Like we're serving to help people be in a better expression of who they are. And whatever is in my way of doing that, I need to take care of it. Because again, I probably have about 25, 30 years left serving with these, right? And anything that's in my way of serving to the highest good of the person under my care, I have to change it. It's like a crystal that needs to be clear, right? You know how like diamonds have different qualities and the quality is based on the clarity of the diamond, and it's clarity and it's also, I think, complication or simplicity, something like that. The clearer it is, the higher the value. The clearer I am with this stuff, the higher the value of how I serve. And that's my purpose on the planet. And if this is like, I thought she was going to talk about growing her practice, this is exactly what I'm talking about, growing my practice, but from a place that is God-centered, because that's what I believe we're doing here. So I hope that that piece was helpful to you. And I can promise you that if everything you touch in your practice has this intention behind it. The woman that I was speaking to today is like, how do I grow my practice? How do I make this happen? And the answer was, you get right sized. You get in line with your vision and how you want to serve, and it will come to you. Let it come to you. Let it breathe and let it come to you. Do the work, like take the pens and put them to the paper, but let it come to you, let it breathe. Jody, let it breathe. Jody, let it breathe. Jody, let it breathe. I am, then I am, then I am. So there's that, right? Um, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off of Facebook. I'm going to stop the live. And for our clients who are here in the Zoom with us, I'm going to open it up to any Q&A. I'm also going to share on one of the pieces. Actually, let me go there first before I stop the live, because I do want to kind of show off this really cool feature. So you got my books, you got the needs sheet, you got the PDF. There's one more thing I want to share in Facebook. If you go to stafflesstraining.com, that's stafflesstraining.com, not www. Leave that part out. Stafflesstraining.com. You're going to get a bunch. It's like, I think we put like $2,000 of free resources in there. And that's going to teach you how to get more done in less time without having to hire or needing a huge learning curve. Let me show you this. And then I'm going to show you one of the ways that I use the suite, which is our all-in-one client communication platform, to walk this talk. So this training is my lessons from the past. Again, it's stafflesstraining.com. You don't have to type in www. It's my lessons from the past 4 years of working with doctors from all over the world, what I've seen them need next. It's all the next needs. You need a Gmail account that's beautiful and HIPAA compliant and template based. Here you go. This is how to do that. This is all of this is how you do that. And then I go into how we develop the practice suite and what this is all about. So when we talk about high vibration, which is really what we're talking about, being clear, serving clear, people don't know me from a hole in the wall. They might have heard, oh, Dr. Jody, she's a good chiropractor. She works with a lot of kids, but that's about all they know, right? The best way for people to get to know, love, and trust me, which is what they need to do if they hand their newborn baby to me and say, please help, is read what other moms and dads are saying about me. And the best way to get what other moms and dads are saying about me is in reviews. So let me just share this concept. I have this woman who has been seeing me for about 2 months in my practice. And remember, I'm a chiropractor. My work is very spiritually based. It's beautiful. It helps people transition to the next layer of their experience on the planet. And it's nothing short of awesome. And she started care because she was getting headaches. She just was no longer feeling good in her body. little did she know what was going to open up when she started getting regular care. And she comes in my office and leaves me love notes, like just sweet, sweet woman. Your care is changing my life. I wish I found this 20 years ago. I can't stop crying. Whatever you're doing, please keep doing it for me. And I'm like, I just receive this love because I know it's not about me, it's about her, right? Because some people leave my office and they're like, you suck, right? Most people don't, though. It's not about me. I'm clear on that. So she leaves, and I'm trying to integrate the words that she's saying because they're so big. Wouldn't it be cool if I just had a button to click? Well, guess what I do? So when we were developing the practice suite, one of the things that I wanted is a one-click button. You know how you go to Staples and you hit the "that was easy" button? That's the intention behind the orange button, right? It's anytime somebody like that lady leaves my office and she's like, you are just the best thing. I just love your care. Again, I know it's not about me, but I want to collect that love right now so that I can share it with the people who are still sniffing me out. So all I have to do is go into her contact in a practice suite. And you guys, if you don't have this set up already, just reach out to our team and we'll put this automation in for you for free if you already have a practice suite. If you don't already have a practice suite, get one now. And then you just hit the review request button. You say, okay, and it sends her to wherever you tell us to send her to when we're setting it up. This specific suite is set up to send to Google reviews. You can send to Yelp, you can send to Bing, you can send to Facebook reviews, whatever it is that you want. And it'll go to a page that looks something like this. It takes a minute to populate because I'm live right now. And let's say that she says, I changed my mind. I've been driving home and I don't like Jody anymore. And she just changed her mind and she leaves me a 2-star review. It'll come back to me instead of being forwarded. If she leaves me a 4 or a 5-star review, it'll then be forwarded to Google reviews, where it gives her the direction to, okay, now please leave a review on Google reviews. So, and then we also have like a more intense automation if she forgets to do it. If we send her the text and the system will see, oh, she never answered it. It'll bug her the next day, and then a week later, and then a month later, and then maybe it'll send me a Slack message. However, we want to set that up for your practice suite. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to go off live now. And if you're watching us on Facebook and you have any questions for me, I am more than happy to answer. Just drop a message below where you're watching them.